Okay, class, can have a little look at regions on Argand diagrams. This builds on what we did using loci and Argand diagrams and just involves a bit of colouring in, really. Bit of colouring in. So, a couple of things to bear in mind. Firstly, the inequality signs, whether or not they have the or equal to bit. These lower ones have got the or equal to, the little line underneath. These top ones don't, and that's going to change the way we draw our loci. If we've got ones like that, then we're going to have a dotted line, because by being greater than or less than, we can't actually be on that locus. So we have dotted lines for the greater than or less than, because show that we're going to be inside or outside, but we're not actually using the line. Whereas these ones, where they have the or equal to, on those ones, we can use the line. So you have solid lines. Solid lines if you've got a greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, but you have dotted lines if you've got a greater than or less than. And I'm just going to take a few of these that we sketched and look at how we can shade in the regions. So, if we have a couple of circles here, we've got z minus 3 plus I is greater than 3, so the locus of points is greater than the radius. If you think about what the circle ones means probably before. So the locus of points must be greater than the 3. So we know this circle, this dotted circle, has a radius of 3. So our region is everything outside the circle. Sorry about the colouring in there, because everything outside the circle is going to have a radius greater than 3 from that point. Okay. If we look at the second one, z plus 5 minus I is less than or equal to 4. So that means our radius is going to have to be within or equal to the circle. So on that one, we've got a solid line because we're all equal to, and we just colour in just the inside of the circle. If we move on to a couple of these ones with the perpendicular bisectors. Now these ones are a bit tricky, you need to think carefully about them, because we're trying to shade the region that satisfies these loci, and sometimes that can get confusing. Here we've got z minus 3 is greater than z minus 5. So the distance from the point at 3 to our locus is greater than the distance from the point at 5 to our locus. So if we've got a couple of loci here, we've got our perpendicular bisector, we've got a dotted line, because we had the greater than, but picking which side of the line to colour in can be a bit tricky. We want the set of points where this distance is bigger than this distance. So the distance from z to 3 must be bigger than the distance from z to 5. So that means we're going to colour in the 5 side, because that's where the distance to 5 is going to be smaller than the distance to 3. Okay, so just think about them carefully, they can get a bit confusing. Now if we have another one, we've got z minus 2 plus I is less than or equal to z plus 1. So we've got the point at 1 and the point at 2 minus I, and we've done a perpendicular bisector with a solid line. Now here, choosing which side to colour in, we want the distance from the z to the 1 to be greater than the distance from the 2 and the I. So this distance has got to be greater than that distance, so we're going to colour in this side of the line, because the line is the halfway point in between them, so I'm going to colour in that side of it. A couple of argument ones as well. Here we go, argument z minus 2 is greater than or equal to pi over 2. So we had a solid line at the point 2, because it's pi over 2, it's a vertical line straight up. Now if the argument's been greater, the angle, remember the angles start from 0 on our x-axis, it's got to be bigger than this. So because it's bigger than this, somewhere along there. On the next one, the argument of z plus I is less than the 3 pi over 4. So the 3 pi over 4 is the angle starting from 0 along there. And because it's less than that, I'm going to colour in the bit inside here, but just up to the 0 where we started counting our angle from. So a bit like that. Hopefully that helps a lot. See you get on with some from the book yourselves. Cheers.